There you go.
Okay.
Here we go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Hey, good job, Charlie Bell. This is Charlie Bell Clark. This is my 9-year-old. So glad to have you on the set here at banjobenclark.com. Are you happy to be here?
Yes, sir.
Well, this is your first lesson video that you're really helping me out with. I'll tell you the story behind this one. But first, I'm just going to tell you that today you have an opportunity to learn Amazing Grace, just a simple version of the melody and the rhythm. And also, we're going to concentrate on how to teach that to kiddos like this. And by the time we get finished today, you ought to be able to play it. How about that? But Charlie Bell started playing mandolin just a few months ago at my cabin camp. One of my students, Gunnar, got her kind of playing some chords, and she's messed around with it since. But last week I taught you Amazing Grace, yes. And we're just gonna repeat that lesson that I did last week, because when we got done, you said, I bet lots of kiddos would love to learn how to play this. I said, I think that's right. Let's do it. So we're gonna do that. Hey, guess what? If you're watching somewhere else beside the website, I have the tab over there. You can go over there and grab that, but I'm not going to teach you with the tab today. I will have some graphics on the screen to help you, but today we're going to concentrate on using our eyes and our ears to learn this song, right?
Yes, sir.
And tab's a helpful tool, but it's never the main tool. We always want to mainly use our eyes and our ears to learn how to play things. And so that's what we're going to do today. So if you know somebody who might want to learn Amazing Grace, go find a mandolin, and we're going to have a lot of fun. Are you ready to get started?
Yes, sir.
You're going to help me out?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I think you may have a knack for this. Let's get started. The first thing we're going to learn is actually the chords, because not only do we need to be able to play the solo for Amazing Grace, we need to be able to play chords when other people are playing a solo to Amazing Grace. And Amazing Grace, at its most basic form, only has 3 chords. And these 3 chords are really easy to play on the mandolin if we do it in the key of G. You know what's cool about the key of G?
What is it?
Is that that's also a good key to sing it in.
Oh.
Yeah. So after you learn how to play it, you can sing it together and then take solos in between the verses, and maybe we'll even do something like that. But I'm just going to teach you the 3 chords that we need to know to be able to play Amazing Grace. And we're going to work on later how to know when to change those chords. But we're in the key of G. So the first chord that we want to learn is just the G chord on the mandolin. And the easiest way to play that is just with 2 fingers. You got 2 fingers, don't you?
Yes, sir.
All right, kind of like peace, right? So I want you to take your first finger, and you're going to put on the 2nd fret of that 2nd string. There you go. It's called the A string. Can you play the note that you're making right there? There you go. That's a B note. Not that you really care, but there on the 2nd fret. And I know it's kind of hard to press down those double strings. And parents out there, if you got a mandolin that's hard to play, of course it makes it a little difficult. I do have on the store the Lore 310s, great little F-style mandolin starters. And if I do have them in stock, the Kentucky KM 150s is an A style that are really good. So that's just a couple models that I recommend to you. So we've got 1 finger down. I took a time out for a commercial break. Now I want you to look how your middle finger is already resting right where it needs to be. The 3rd fret of that 1st string. Can you play it? Yeah, that's it. That's right. So all you're doing is those 2 fingers on the 2nd fret of the 2nd string, 3rd fret of the 1st string. Now the other 2 strings that you have down here, the lowest strings, they're just going to be open. There you go. Okay. So to make the G chord, just strum through just like that. Can you do that? Wow. Okay. Now curve your wrist a little bit more. Put your thumb over the top. There you go. That looks good. So that's a G chord. Now here's the cool thing. We've got another chord called a C chord. If you can make that G chord, you can make the C chord.
Okay.
All you got to do is take your fingers where they were and just move them toward the ceiling, 1 string each.
Like this?
That's exactly right. So the 2nd and 3rd frets of the 2nd and 3rd strings.
Okay.
And whenever you play that, it sounds like what, Charlie Bell? Yeah. Yeah. In fact, can we just practice going back and forth? That's a good idea. much movement, is it? You just raise your fingers from one set of strings to the other. Now, the last chord that we're going to need to learn for this song is called a D chord. So we've learned G, we learned C. D chord is a little different shape, but it's still not that hard. Maybe a bit more of a stretch. But what we want to do is take our index finger and we want to place it on the second fret of the lowest string you have. There you go. And then we're going to take our middle finger and we're going to place it on the second fret of the highest string you have. There you go. And can you play all those strings? There you go. Okay, so here's a good exercise for y'all to try out there before we get into the melody. Is just practice switching between G, C, and D. Just do one strum each. Now, you've been practicing, so it's a little easier for you than those out there. But they can pause the video and just practice trying to switch those chords and play nice, clean notes. It's going to be muffled at first, isn't it, Charlie Bell?
Yeah, when I first learned.
Yeah, it's muffled, but you've gotten better at it, and so will you. Now, those are the chords that we're going to use for Amazing Grace. The thing that we need to think about is, when are they going to change to the new chords, and how do we play the rhythm for this? Now, this song, let's see if I can give you a little quiz. Does it have 3 beats per measure or 4 beats per measure?
Let me think. I would guess it's 3 beats.
3 beats, that's right. Amazing Grace. It's a waltz, right? So 3 beats. So that means that we're going to be strumming our strings probably 3 times in a measure. That's just an easy way to think about it. And if you want to make it a little prettier, on the first strum, you can just hit the low note and then play through the rest of the chords.
Like this?
Yeah, like that. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. And what would that sound like over a C chord? Good. And what would it sound like over a D chord? Good. And back to G. Yeah, I know it kind of hurts your fingers there. Okay, so for Amazing Grace, it starts out on G for the first phrase. Amazing Grace. For Amazing Grace is actually just the first 2 words are over a G chord. So ready, go. Amazing Grace. And then we're going to switch to C chord. How sweet the... And then for sound, it goes back to G. Sound that saved a wretch. Like on me, we go to the D chord. Like me. There you go. Yeah, you're getting the switching down. I once, goes back to G, was lost. But on now, we go to C. Now I am found. Was blind, but now it goes to D. I see. And back to the G. Okay, that's enough of chords for now. We'll work on that a little bit later. But you've kind of got all the, well, you know what it feels like now, right? And now we can start working on the melody for Amazing Grace, which is a lot of fun. And people may say, that's what I want to work on anyway. Why do we have to spend time on the chords? Well, the reason is because I like to play solos too, and I need somebody to play rhythm for me. And that needs to be you. So it's very, very important for us to learn the chords and learn how to play along with others, right?
Yeah, because then we can take turns
and make joyful noises together, right?
Yes.
Okay, so in the next video segment, we'll work on learning the melody together. Okay, Charlie Bell, we're going to learn the melody for Amazing Grace, and we're not going to do this with any tab. We do have the tab here on the side, and we can download that for reference. But what I really encourage you folks out there to do is listen to how I teach it. We're going to teach it based on memory and repetition, and that's going to be the best way to learn it. It may take a little more time, but then you'll really have it. And remember that you can pause this video. Right?
And even replay if you need to.
That's right.
I had to go over it.
Yeah, you do. You had to practice it quite a bit. But I'm going to teach it to you. What I need you to do is kind of play like, oh, you got your pick stuck. Uh-oh. I want you to act like you don't even know how to play it because you're going to learn along with the folks out there.
All
okay?
Right.
So what's really cool about Amazing Grace is it has a lot of repetition in it. There's actually just a few notes that get played 3 different times when you're playing Amazing Grace. So after you learn these few notes, you can play, I would say, half of the melody to Amazing Grace. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And those notes sound like this. those notes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 different notes. And once you learn those, you can play half of Amazing Grace, because the first phrase starts out with those notes, the second phrase starts out with those notes, and then the very last phrase, the fourth out of 4 phrases, starts with those notes as well. So let's just learn those and we can kind of build off that, okay?
Oh my goodness, well, who knew?
Yeah, I know. Who knew? Well, I guess John Newton knew, the guy that wrote this. So
Okay.
we're going to start with an open D string. That's that 3rd string down there.
This one?
And then on the same string, I want you to play the 5th fret with your ring finger.
This one?
Right there.
Here. Got it.
Okay, now it's kind of a stretch, but I want you to reach up to the next string and play the 2nd fret with your index finger.
Okay, like that? Okay. So it goes like...
That's right. And then what we're going to do is come right back to the 5th fret that we played, and then go right back to the 2nd fret. So it's like we climbed up, open 5, 2, and then we go 5, 2. So we kind of repeat what we did.
Okay,
So
it goes like... Oh, okay, so it goes like...
That's right. So there's even repetition in that. Now, what I want you to do, I know it hurts a little bit. You got to fight through it. After you do that, I want you to walk back down to that 5th fret, and we're going to play the open string on our way down. So after you go... and land back on the 5th fret.
Okay, so it goes kind of like this.
Then open string. No, open A string. Then down to 5th fret. Okay. All right, now you've almost finished the whole first phrase. See how quick this is going? Now all you got to do is play the 2nd fret on that string and then back to the open D. Nope, up a string. Okay, so can you remember all of that? So you've got, remember we climb up, and then we walk down using the open string, and then we walk down to the next open string using the 2nd fret.
Okay, let's try.
Let's try it real slow. Ready? Now walk down. Now walk down again to the 2nd fret. Oh, wow. So that's the first phrase to Amazing Grace. You don't have to put your pick up every time. I'm going to keep working you. It's cheap labor. Right?
Okay.
So we've learned our first phrase. Now there's a whole lot in common to that phrase. Let's try the 2nd phrase. Think about how we sing it. So we've sang the first phrase. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound. And then listen to the repetition. That saved a wretch like... Oh, wow, there's a whole lot that's the same. And then it just goes up for the... So between the 1st and 2nd phrase, there's only a difference of 1 note. So let's repeat what we've already learned. That saved a wretch. And then back to the open A. But this time go high to the 5th fret. Me. Cool. I wonder if we can put those both together. The 1st and 2nd fret.
Let's try
Let's try it really, really slow. 1, 2. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound. Repeat. That saved a wretch like... Now go up, me. Great. We've got half of the song down, y'all. Maybe y'all do too. Yeah. And if you don't know it yet, you can just watch that again and you can learn it. Now, here's the cool thing. We're only going to play frets that we've already played before now.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, we might play them in a little different order, but we've played all the different frets that we're going to have to play for Amazing Grace. So, the next phrase, here are the notes that I want you to worry about. I want you to worry about the last note we just played. That's that 5th fret up there. I want you to worry about the note that we came to it from, or one that we've played. The 2nd fret, and then the 5th fret beneath that one. That's all the notes that we need for the next phrase. And it sounds like this. Can you play that for me? Start with the 5th fret. Right? All right.
Okay.
And then we're going to go to open D. And then go 2, 5, 2, open. 5, 2, open. So that whole phrase sounds like this. Can you try that?
Okay.
Start on the second fret. Now open D. It's easy once you figure that out because you're using the open second and fifth frets on both of those strings, right? Okay, now we've pretty much got it licked because the very last phrase repeats what we did at the very start, and it actually doesn't even play the whole thing. So do you remember what we played at the very start? Dun, 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 dun. And then walk down, and then that's it. Then we're done once we get on that fifth fret. That's it.
All right.
Okay, let's see if we can play the third and the fourth phrases together. So that's that.
Okay, let's...
Ready? We'll start right there. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Ready, go. I once was lost, but now I am found. Now we just repeat what we've done. Was blind. No, up to the fifth fret. 'Twas blind, but.
Ooh, I'm messing up.
That's okay.
But
second fret. But now I see. All right. Well, listen. We've learned that whole melody. So here's what we need to do next for the folks. We need to play it through very slowly from start to finish.
Who's playing rhythm and who's
Well,
playing
no, we're just going to play the melody together.
Okay.
And then we will trade off back and forth with rhythm and solo, okay?
All right.
All right.
Let's
You got
do
it.
this.
You got it done. Okay, Charlie Bell, we're going to play all the way through the melody together. We're both going to play it very slowly. And the folks out there can remember that you can hit the little gear icon if you're watching on YouTube or Vimeo, and you can slow down the speed to the video, or you can even speed it up if you get more confident. But I'm going to count us in, and that melody note comes in on the third beat. So I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And that's how fast we're going to do it, or how slow we're going to do it. Y'all can play along with us and loop it and get really good at it. You ready?
All right, let's do this.
Even if we make mistakes, we're just going to keep going. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Great job, Charlie. We did it. I wonder if they out there did it with us. I bet they did. Maybe not the first time, but after they've watched it a few times, I know they can. You did a great job teaching.
Yeah.
Hey, what we're going to do next is we're going to trade off on a couple solos, just so we see what it sounds like to play rhythm and solo back to back, okay?
Okay, let's do this.
Try it, see how it goes. Okay, you play the solo first, I'll play rhythm, and then we'll trade right off. And then I'll play solo and you play rhythm.
All right, let's try this.
Okay, count it off.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2.
We did it. Well, thank you, folks, for taking this lesson with us. Remember, if you're watching somewhere else besides banjobenclark.com, you can jump over there and grab this tab. I have hundreds of lessons over there, but you can see exactly what we learned today. But I hope that you took the time and had the patience and the work ethic, because it is hard. Yeah. It is work a little bit, but it ends in play. And to learn it by ear. And if Charlie Bell can do it, you can do it too. I can do it. All it takes is to work hard. If you have questions and you're watching here on the site, you can post those questions down beneath this video, and me and Charlie Bell will answer you. How about that?
Yeah.
Did you have fun?
Yes,
It's not too bad working for Dad, huh?
Not too bad, no.
Well, you did a great job. Maybe you'll do lots of these in the future. I don't know. Maybe the folks can let us know if they want to see some more videos from Charlie Bell.
All right.
Okay.
If they do? What?
You know what I always say? A lot of times I tell them adios.
Adios, amigos.
Adios, amigos. And then we can say les amamos. Do you know what that means? Les amamos?
No.
That means we love you.
Les amamos. Bye.
Les amamos.
Adios, amigos.